Imagine sitting by a crackling fire under a canopy of crisp mountain stars. Welcome back to the Studio Creative family. Today we are packing up our supplies and heading into the wilderness with a cozy mountain campout journal theme. We are leaning heavily into those rustic outdoor textures by engineering a multi-layered campout right inside our pages. Grab a warm cup of coffee, pull up a chair, and let's craft a peaceful mountain escape. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. I'm using another theme from the summer edit from Live Love Posh, and I also have this neutral scalloped washi set out, and all of these are still available when I last checked. And I have my daily journal out, and I also have all of these tapes from Live Love Posh handy. I have my usual tools, which are mostly from Journal Say, and my gyro cut. So my discount codes Priya for Journal Say and Priya10 for Live Love Posh, Archer Olive, Planything, and a few other shops are all linked in the description for you just so that you can check it out at leisure. So for now, let's focus on our campsite. And I wanted to do like a proper camping in the mountains, camping near the lake kind of look. And this set, though it's more on the neutral side, I thought would be perfect because I've been wanting to use these neutral scalloped washi as well. And I also have the red patterns washi set from Live Love Posh. And these are individual sets that came out in the recent release. So there is quite a bit of selection when it comes to the different patterns, and since these are a nice compact set of 15 tapes, I thought I need to use my tweezers just so that I don't damage the tapes nor my nails, because sometimes in that struggle we all know how we end up damaging our fingertips. And maybe we can use some of the older tapes as well. Something like the browns, which go very well. And I usually like to put down the tapes right next to each other to see which one looks best against the stickers. And I think I've made up my mind. And it's very confusing, I know, right? Because so many patterns, so many beautiful patterns. So I'm going with this gingham for the front page, but I don't need it so wide. So what I'm going to do is just measure out the length I need. And I will be using this petite paper trimmer from Journal Say. And I've linked all the products for you, just in case you are wanting to pick up anything. And the journal is a B5 journal from Archer Olive. And that did not come out as straight as I had wanted, but I'm not going to fret about it because I'm going to put down the straight edge against the outer edge of the touch door that I want to make. And this is somewhat the idea I had in mind, but again, see, some scraps have fallen onto the page and it is just stuck there. And I'm onto my gyro cut and I'm taking off both the gyro cut. This is the older version, and the older version is kind of blunt because it's been very well used. If you know how I love this tool, then you would very well know how much I've used and taken the life out of it. So the blade is a bit blunt. There are replacement blades that I could pick up, but I wanted to use the blunter blade for cutting the washi, which is just perfect because it just cuts the washi and not the page or the stickers underneath, which is perfect. and removing the bookmark so that I don't cut into that yet again. So these would be the first few days of June in my daily journal. And this is, again, I write big, I write a lot. So I need a B5. And let me know in the comments what your favorite size of journal would be, what your ideal size is. Not everybody is comfortable with a huge B5. It's one of the bigger sizes, biggest being the letter size from Arch and Olive. And I love the quality of the paper. So I'm trying to pick a symmetrical girly, but she is slightly smaller than the girl in the front. So we will need to cover up that particular white portion. And if you are wondering how you can get started with Dutch doors, just testing out the waters and diving into this whole world of Dutch doors, which are quite popular, I must say. I have a full tutorial on how to get started. I cover all the basics, and in no time you will be cutting like a pro. So layering is something I talk about all the time, especially for such vertical Dutch doors. I love when I'm able to do it. And as you can see, it is really, really a great collection if you are somebody who loves those layers and the depth it gives. And I'm trying to also bring about a balance in some of the colors. And the camp site, the tent area, can definitely have some flowers. So I'm going to use this polka dots, not quite polka dots, it's kind of a pretty pattern with dots. So that is going to be our next Dutch door. And don't forget to check out this amazing release, the rainbow and the junk journaling release that was from Live Love Posh. And my code does not work on the bundles because they were the box sets and the different bundles that they had put together. And they sold out once, which was totally expected. And then they came back with a restock a few days ago, which I'm not sure how much is left though. So that is going to be our next Dutch door. And you could see with that gyro cut, the cut is so effortless, and just make sure you hold it straight. So I talk all about the basics in the gyro cut tutorial that I have linked for you. And the blade is a special blade. So you need that extra bit of attention that you need to give when you hold the blade, otherwise it will get all wonky, and that's not exactly what you want when you do something like this. So I had done a similar camp out outdoors kind of theme, but that was in my favorite color, purple, and it was a winter themed one. So does it happen to you too, or is it just me, that you see a theme in your favorite color and you dive straight into that collection whenever you come across a new sticker book? And it was from the Winter Allure, which had come out a couple of years ago. And once I became an affiliate, I realized I desperately needed that sticker book. So I picked it up along with some other collections, and there was a welcome package that was sent to me from Live Love Posh. So all of that came together, and I did end up using that purple Campout theme, which I absolutely love. And that was a very simple one, very beginner friendly. And those are things you could do. And no matter what, you can never go wrong with such themes. And this is going to be the next Dutch door. And I'm keeping it very simple just so that there is some sense of that plain or that calmer page, because the rest of the pages are all really busy. You could definitely do something really busy there too, but I wanted to try and keep it simple for this one. And we have the pages in the back as well to fill, so we will go ahead and do that. Not the exact match, but I think we can work around that. And this is going to be the next Dutch door, and I'm hoping to be able to do maybe one or two more Dutch doors. And there can be a small tent which can sit in the distance there. It does give you an illusion of depth, doesn't it? And we have the space which gets completely and perfectly covered. And let me know if you have the sticker book. And this had come out as the box set earlier this year. But if you are not keen on having the pretty box sit on your shelf or the craft table, then I think picking up the books individually is a good idea. If they're not sold out, which is very likely. And this individual book was again available because this has a lot of pretty collections. And I think this is a perfect choice for the sticker book, is a perfect choice both for neutral lovers and for bright color lovers, because you have both covered in here. And you can see how it's like fill in the blanks, right? You go with the shape that is available, because the Dutch doors, the back part, if it is not entirely symmetrical, you can still work with it. And I would love to be able to use as much of the elements as possible, but I did not want the repetition of elements. You know what I mean? And very simple with the washi, because that's something I get asked again a lot. I like to stick to the same washi for the front and the back pages, because that is so much easier when it comes to the thinking for what I can put on each page, and it just takes away a lot of the thinking from us. And this is going to be the next washi tape. And if you are wondering how my behind the scenes look and how I decide on my themes, then you might actually want to check out the membership options, which I have linked below. It's similar to Patreon, but it's here on YouTube, and I'm going to also probably introduce a couple more levels in the near future, but as of now, I have a limited number of spots, and it's a great way of supporting me. And also, you get lots of perks behind the scenes, the polls as to what themes I should do and what stickers or the washi tape rolls, what I need to pick for my next setup, all of that. I get all the help I can whenever I'm confused or whenever I'm in a dilemma. I do reach out to those folks. So please feel free to check out the option if you are keen on supporting me. And if you like to see such creative ideas to try in your planners or journals, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, and you also turn on the bell notification as well, so that you don't miss out on any of the fun videos coming. And I'm trying to see if I should have another balloon there, but looks like it'll be just too much clutter, right? Yeah, I'm not sure I want that there. Just too busy. Yeah, I wanted to really use that up as well, but looks like not. And this is the next Dutch door, nice and simple. Maybe now that I look at it, I should have just put that a bit more down. So that way it could have just filled that space in the middle. But I'm okay with this. And let's finish the back page. And the tweezers are just so handy for such things. Can you see that? Completing the back page using the same scalloped washi. And this is a nice thin washi. And it's just thinner than the Planny Thing washi tapes. So I think this is a nice size for maybe the edges, or you want to have something at the edge of a page and not just leave it plain and boring. So this is our next Dutch door. And how do you like it so far? And please come follow me on Instagram if you would like to see more spreads, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And this is a very fun spread. And I wanted to do another Dutch door, but I think I'll just stop with this. And I think that doggy can sit right there at the corner, and maybe that tent in the distance. Yeah, I think that's the perfect choice for that spot, in fact. Let us see what else. And we have that boot with flowers in them, and they just are so handy to fill up some of the white space at the in between the pages rather. And let's try and use this sticker for the corner. Just some bushes that are a bit damaged, but I think that was very well rescued. This sticker book also has functional elements and some quotes, so I think we should bring at least 1 or 2 quotes here. And I'm going to, because there are very less of the smaller quotes, I think we will kind of use this guy here. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is readable from the front. We'll save that tippy tip. And we also have some smaller elements which can be used to fill the right side. And if you know my style, I think you know that I don't like to have a lot of writable space when I look at it from the front. So that is why I'm trying to cover up that white space with small elements and filler elements that could be brought in like so. And I don't think I wanted another llama, so that's why it's hiding behind that Dutch door. Let's see, I think we will switch it out for a different coat altogether. And I think this makes more sense. Summer nights. And we are talking about the crackling fire and all that. So I think the summer nights definitely make more sense. Let me know in the comments if you go camping outdoors, whether it be the summer or the winter, depending on the weather in your neck of the woods. Because summer could be too hot, unbearably hot for outdoor camping. It's possible, I can totally understand. And there are people who love camping in the winter when the weather is pleasant. And you know what? Maybe the llama should go on a ride. Let's do that. Have you ever seen a llama go on a hot balloon ride? Let me know if you have, you know. And that's a really fun touch, I think. And yeah, the llama is just inside that basket. And I'm bringing in some additional elements to fill the white space in the other white areas of the Dutch doors. Now what? I think there are lots of these individual flowers which can be brought in at an angle like so, and it just brings the spread together as a whole. What do you think? So now that we are done with the right side of the page, I think we should focus on the left page, and I would love for some layering action to happen. And this is where we will also come and add one of these big strips without any casualties, I think. If I can have that straight at the bottom. And we definitely need some of the smaller elements to go there. And I think the llama can be right there. I think we need something taller because I don't like that straight edge right there. And I think this can be, yeah, I think that'll be perfect. What else? I think the campsite or the tent with the kayak sitting next to it is perfect. And let's see what other elements we can bring in here. As you can see, we have used up a lot of the elements from the sticker book or the collection. And I think that girl would be perfect. I know it kind of looks weird with that girl with the same position, same look on the other side as well. So let's put back that tippy tip of the camper. And we also have some smaller elements we could bring in, because I think we should have maybe something for that girl to sit on. And we are bringing in the scraps from the other pages just to fill some of that white space at the corner. What should we have for the girl to sit on? I was thinking more like floral elements, but I think yeah, a box definitely makes more sense. Let's lift that girl so that we can get that down. And now I think we'll bring in another color to do the cluster. And this also helps with balancing some of the other colors we have going on amongst all the other Dutch doors on the right. And this is where it gets difficult because there are so many colors. And I think I'll go with the pink there. And I think we can bring in something for that cluster. And can you see how I'm doing that layering action? And I could have gone ahead and filled some of the top white space, but I'm just leaving it alone. And there are so many different boxes in their various sizes. And I think yeah, that's just beautiful. And this is going to be the next cluster. And I don't necessarily put boxes for every single day, but for most days I like to bring in something for multiple reasons. First, that gives me an area where I can share things that have really happened, like something my kid said or kid did, and all of that can be highlighted in those boxes. And the other reason being, I have tons of books with tons of boxes in them, which I possibly will not be able to finish during my lifetime. So I think using as many of it as I possibly can is always a good idea. So that is our whole process. Let's see, do we really? Yeah. And we will finish off this part of the Dutch doors as well. And always remember to put that self-healing cutting mat. It could be some pre-cut mat or some other mat, something which acts as a protection for the pages underneath, because this is a nice thick quality 160 GSM paper and you don't want to damage it unintentionally, right? So that is the whole thought behind using the self-healing cutting mat, and it gives you that extra confidence when you cut through elements. Because if you're like me, you're heavy-handed and that pressure comes automatically, and that's quite dangerous for your pages. So that is going to be our next set of clusters. And I tried to bring in different sizes and different angles or orientation, because they really make a difference in how the spread looks. It could be the same exact box I could be using, but here it's slightly different. That's a different story. And that helps with some more layering. And that's how she sits perfectly there. And please let me know how you like this. Would you go camping in such a campsite? And what your favorite camping destination would be if you have done it, or if you aspire to do it sometime. Think it's a totally different experience. Of course, it depends on where on the globe and what vegetation. All of that does matter. And you can see me finish off the spread with some final touches. And if you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so that you will be notified every time a new video drops. And please find all the videos I mentioned along with all the links, shops, codes, upcoming releases, lots of information in the description for you. And hope you have a great summer if you are in the Northern Hemisphere. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, have a great winter. You just stepped into winter season. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.